Welcome back to the second part of chapter 16. In this chapter, we are going to talk about inspections, which is nothing but a cognitive walkthrough that we are going to discuss in the inspection. We are going to see analytics, what web analytics means, and we are going to see how the models or the predictive model work. Cognitive walkthrough focus on A's of learning. Here, the designer will present one aspect of the design and he will explain the usage scenario. For example, you are a designer of a traveler's app. Imagine you will ask to check how the planning trip activity is performed using your app. You will tell the evaluator to assume as if he is like a real user of your app. You will explain the context of use and the task details. For example, as a designer, you will explain to the evaluator to use the planning a trip and organize the travel itinerary from a starting date to an ending date. Okay, what is a travel itinerary? It's like a travel plan that you make wherein you have a starting date and an ending date. For example, you want to travel, you want to plan a travel on 15th May to USA and you want to come back on June 15th. So it's like a planning itinerary for 30 days. And here you decide to stay in Dubai for some days, in USA for some days, then go to Canada and then come back to Al Hassa. So these are your travel points. Now, as a designer, you will tell all these details how to, for example, select the date, how to select the travel point, how to select the flight, where to stay, in which hotel to stay. You will explain all these context details to the evaluator. And you will also tell or help the evaluator to select the dates and make this all planning itinerary easy. Okay, so now use evaluator will pretend as if he is a real user and he will try to select the dates and the travel points. Okay, staying there, coming back, all these things he will do as if he is a real user. Okay, so while doing this, you as a designer, you will tell the evaluator about verifying three questions. What are these three questions? You will ask whether uh, you will ask the evaluator to check whether the traveler's app is possible or is it letting the user plan the itinerary or not. Okay, and is he able to notice some options to make this task easier or not. Okay, and are the users or the evaluators able to understand how the system is doing this job? For example, after selecting the date, after setting the travel point, are there any acknowledgements from the system or the app telling that the date is booked, your hotel is booked, your planning itinerary was successful or not? So you will tell the evaluator to check these three basic questions. Okay, so you will have one or more evaluators walk through the design prototype. Okay, so you will just ask these, one or more evaluators to walk through the design prototype with the given scenario. Okay, and these three questions are handed over to them. Okay, so now let's see the three questions in detail now. Will the correct actions be sufficiently evident or sufficiently completed successfully for the people using the system or not? In our example, are they able to plan their trip or not? This is the first question. The second question is, will they notice that the correct action is available? Will they notice the buttons, selections, options, and the various UI elements inside the app is helping them to plan their trip, or are they confusing them? Will they associate and interpret the responses from the actions correctly? For example, will they understand the app responses? For example, after selecting a date and booking a hotel, is the app telling that the hotel booking was done successfully or not? So, what system is doing in response to the evaluator's actions are acknowledged or not, are understood or not? So, these are the three important questions that the evaluators will evaluate or check the system or against these three questions. As the evaluator walk through the scenario, they will write the problems. If they feel that there is some problem in the first question, or second is not being answered properly, or the third is not being answered properly, they make a note of it. Okay, that was the cognitive walkthrough. Now let us understand what is pluralistic walkthrough. In pluralistic walkthrough, as the name says, it is plural, means you have many evaluators. It's a variation on the cognitive walkthrough. And what is the difference? Variations means it is a bit different from cognitive walkthrough. It's another way of cognitive walkthrough. What has happened here? It is performed not by one or two evaluators, but it is performed by a managed team. The whole panel of evaluators does the job of evaluation by sitting in a separate place. They follow, this is followed, okay, after they do the separate evaluation, then the whole team makes a discussion. And then they check that the problems or the good things what they have written, they verify with the other team members, and this leads to some agreed decisions. Now this approach lends itself well to participatory design, means like you have all the team to tell whether the system is performing properly or not on one of those three questions. Okay, these are also there are also other adaptations of basic cognitive walkthroughs. This is one of the type of cognitive walkthrough. There are others also. Now, what is the benefit of doing this? It's like managing, using the whole team to do this walkthrough is no is it's great for getting different perspectives and ideas from different team members. Plus, it is a good way to make sure that everyone is on the same page. Everyone is on the same page in the when they come to the agreed decisions. This method is also really good for participatory design, which means that you can involve the users and stakeholders in the process. And by working together as a team, they can create a better experience for everyone who is going to use the app or the website. And there are even more ways to, adapt to this basic walkthrough method to fit different needs and situations. It's like having a toolbox full of different tools for solving any usability issue that a team comes across. And any changes that you make in the app after the team agreed is known to all because they were there in the discussion. Okay, so this is the benefit of pluralistic walkthrough. Web analytics. Web analytics is a form of logging the interactions of the users. For example, I'll give you an example. So let me go to this website and I go to the YouTube, and you see I have my videos uploaded here. Now, if I want to check how many viewers have checked this video or not, so I will select this and I will go to the analytics. The web analytics is going to tell me how many users have watched it at what time. Okay, so this is the place from where I can make out that how much duration have been spent on watching this video, how many users were there, who were the audience. You see, 86 users, 3 subscribers, returning users are these many. I can do some research. It's like, I am getting the information about my product. For example, in this case, the video, okay, this particular video is my digital product, and I am checking how the users interacted with it. You see, on April 22nd, there was 24 users who watched this video, and on 30th March, where I uploaded, there were, very few users, maybe 1, 2 users. So it is going to give me insights about my video. I can check the comments like, what the viewers have written. Okay, I can see other things related to that. So from here, it is, helping me to find out, what things can be improved. Okay, and how to make it more better. So these are the details that we get by using the analytics. Okay, let's get back to the slide. Okay, I'm making a slideshow. Why doesn't it move? Okay, it's there. Okay, so I need to reshare. Okay. Now let's get back to the slide. Web designers or the digital product designers will use this analysis to improve the design or different criterias. When design doesn't meet people need, they will not return to the site. So by knowing that how many people are returning back and how many are not returning and why they are not returning, we can get some idea to improve the digital product. They become one-time users. So we can easily identify that there was no returning user, he accessed the system only once, and then we can improve it. Web analytics, okay, so these are the places where web analytics helps us in the improvement, okay, in the improvement by knowing their interaction logging, okay. It helps us to track the activities of the people, how many people have come to the site, how many stayed for what time, and where they will go next. All these checking is possible. Web analytics offers a big picture about how their site perform based on the user activity. Okay, like what are the things that user try to do with your website? All things are given in the web analytics. Google Analytics rather is a very good tool that provides all these logging information in a very well-known analytical way. So here is an example. For example, here we have users numbers, total user numbers, how many of them are new, okay, how many of them were the old users, this is the bounce rate, page rate, session, all these information. These are the new, these are the rerunning users, these are the new users. And what are the pages that they visited? 360 people have viewed, or 360 times, uh, 360 times the home.php was open. 142 times resource index was page was open. You have 79% of people coming from desktop. 16% people out of these many users were coming from the mobile. Out of these 4% were coming out of the tablet. Okay, so this is about the Google Analytics information on this given date. Here is one more example, like how many of the users were accessing the page in English, okay, in US English, okay, and a different Arabic, for example, and different languages. So it's like language usage of the website. If the website was accessed in English, how many users were there? 379 users viewed the web page in English, 5 of them translated to Arabic, and so all these little details are also captured inside the Google Analytics. Again, the acquisition by users, new users, and session. What was the behavior, bounce rate, page session, and average session. Those of you who are the YouTube bloggers or vloggers can easily understand this. A/B testing. A/B testing is like having two versions, A and B, of your software product. It can be a web page or an app. They both versions are same, they are usually same, but they have one difference. And we want to check the reaction or the response of the evaluators on that particular change or a different feature. So what you do is you create two versions and then you give one version of your software to one group of people and the other group of people is given the version B. Both of them, they use and they write their feedback. So the feedback, both of them, both the feedbacks are then evaluated by the designer, and the one which is having more plus are selected. Okay, it's a type of a large scale experiment. So we have large scale experiments. This is more suitable. Offers another way to evaluate a website application or an app running on a mobile, often used as evaluating changes. Okay, compare how two groups of users perform on two different versions of a design, and the best design is then selected. It can involve thousands of people. So where we have many people to evaluate, we use A/B testing. May create ethical dilemmas if the user don't know they are part of the test or not. So because many people are engaged in testing, it may create dilemmas for the people to know them that they are the part of the test or they were doing the test. Care is needed to ensure that other issues are not affecting the user behavior. Okay, so now let's start predictive model.